3,500 exactly. 500 damage. I can do this. Easy, bro. Oh yeah, push it on me. Lifeline on me. 100 on her. Yeah. Wait. Let me thirst all of them. Wait. No, let them res. Let them res. They have to res. Yeah, they have to res. I'm not gonna. Wait, yeah, I can do it. Don't thirst anyone. I can do this. All right, 39. I just need to thirst the blood. Hold on. No!
Oh my god. How much damage is that?
Not enough, bro. I'm like 50 short. I thought she was gonna shoot me. I just wanted to shoot her once to get her off. It was 14 damage. Yo, what up everyone? In this video, we're going to be covering the upcoming Loba buffs that she should receive in the very near future. I'm also going to be showing you some solid gameplay with Loba that I dropped over the past couple days and discussing how I think she can be meta if they buff her correctly. Yeah, that's right, you heard me, meta. Loba has extreme potential, and I think we're only a few weeks away from her being there. I will also be covering some tips and tricks that you should use while playing Loba, whether you're picking her up for the first time and trying her out, or whether you've been playing her here and there and you may be interested in improving with her. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, well I've got 3 games here that I've chopped up. They're all over 3k damage with Loba. You guys saw the first one where I kind of threw on dropping the 4k with her, but it's all good. I'll get it another time and make a video on it. But for now, we're going to be talking about some of the buffs that Loba should be expecting to receive. If I have to guess, it will be in the mid-season update, which should be only a few weeks away. Now, as you guys know, they buffed her ultimate again at the start of this season, where Loba can now open care packages and take the loot from her black market. Honestly, I thought this feature was already in the game at this point, but they keep going and buffing her ultimate. So let's get one thing right out of the way. Her ultimate's in a really healthy spot. It's on a very short cooldown. You're able to assist not only yourself, but your teammates as well. You can stack unlimited amounts of ammo. You can pull a weapon out, you can pull an armor out, you can pull heals or attachment, or really whatever you need that's in the area. You are able to take 2 items and unlimited ammo. As far as the buff that we can expect to receive soon, I'm focusing more on her tactical. That's where Loba's really weak. She is one of 5 mobility legends in the game. You know, Wraith, Pathfinder, Horizon, Octane, and Loba. Now, Wraith and Pathfinder are kind of in a tough spot because they've got the low profile thing, they've got the increased hitboxes, and Wraith is in a much better spot than Path, but for now, those 2 are over to the side. Then you have Horizon, who's very, very strong and will be receiving a nerf in the near future. And then you have Octane. Octane's just Octane, but they did buff his jump pad, and Octane's jump pad is actually very useful for him and his teammates in a pub setting, not really a ranked scenario. But for Loba, if they can make her tactical, what Daniel Klein, who is one of the lead character developers, is talking about, where she's not slowed when she throws the bracelet, where she's not slowed on the end of throwing it and the end of when the bracelet drops, that will really, really, really improve Loba. If you make her a mobility legend that has a strong ultimate, a strong tactical, and she doesn't have a weird hitbox and she's not going to be messed up by low profile, you easily have one of the best legends in the game. But that's a big if. They really need to make her tactical stronger. And I think they're very close to doing that. Now, in the past, they've been very adamant about saying they don't want to develop Loba into having a get out of jail free card. But let's be honest, Loba's tactical has been in a terrible spot since the beginning of when she came out in season 5. There are a ton of bugs related to her Q where you could throw it and then the bracelet will come back, and for some reason the bracelet didn't like where it was landing, whether it's on World's Edge or King's Canyon. There's just been a ton of bugs related to that. So they've really got to make sure that that is in a healthy spot. I do think if they speed up the animation of her throwing the bracelet and then putting the bracelet on her wrist upon landing, she'll also be in a better spot. The other thing is if they could control the arc of the bracelet a little bit easier so that there's more of a skill gap. And if you know how to correctly place the bracelet, you could be in a more advantageous spot, then that would also really help her. Now I know I'm getting a little carried away, but it's very clear to me that they heard the community loud and clear that she needs a tactical buff. And I'm really fingers crossed here, hoping that they do something healthy for her, because Loba's always been in the back of my head, like, yeah, she's got a decent ultimate, but it's just loot at the end of the day. But I've been playing her recently, and I'm like, yeah, actually, damn, like if she had a way to move easier, if her Q was like as good as even Horizons, where that's insanely good, or Pathfinder grapple, I mean, they got to do, Loba's own way of that, but she'll be one of the best legends for sure. Mobility legends in Apex flourish. They do very well. A lot of people are drawn to mobility legends. So I can easily see her being in the meta, but they just really got to take the tactical route and give her a healthy buff here. They've also been discussing having Loba be able to access the blue supply bins like Lifeline can. Now, if they add this feature, it will be another small feature that makes Loba a little bit better, but let's be honest, it's really not the change she needs. And I don't know if that will even come in Season 8. They've talked about it maybe coming in Season 9. But what they really need to do is obviously just focus on her tactical and make it so that she has a viable tactical ability. Ways that you can improve with Loba are you need to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more calculated when you're using her Q as opposed to some of the other mobility legends. Because of the animation that it takes to throw your bracelet and because of the time it takes for your bracelet to land in an appropriate spot that you're trying to get to, you need to kind of be behind some cover. Because when you're throwing your bracelet, you're extremely vulnerable when you're throwing the bracelet because you don't have your weapon out, you're moving slow, and then you're going to have the same effects upon landing. No weapon out, and you will be moving a little bit slower. So it's been very easy for good players to just absolutely beam a Loba upon landing or trying to teleport, either one. So I try to throw my bracelet like where I can kind of move around some cover and wait for the bracelet to drop. Easier said than done, but she's not like the hardest legend to use. You just kind of got to get used to the animation and how clunky it is to throw the bracelet. If you're new to Loba, just try to practice it in the firing range or in game. You can't really get too far and you can't really go too high because of the arc that's on the bracelet. But you are able to move, obviously, and it is helpful from time to time. So that is one thing for sure that you guys need to try to practice if you're new to Loba. And then the other thing is, like, you don't really need to practice throwing your ult down, but just when you have it, you can use it, honestly. If you've already, like, used an area and you're staying in a building or you're staying in one area and you've already kind of taken some things and there's not a lot of loot, you don't have to necessarily use it. But if you're continuously moving, it's always helpful to throw it down, not only for you, but for your teammates. They may need heals, they may need ammo, they may want to swap a weapon. And then the good part is when you get close to a care package, you can throw that thing down and try to yoink the gun or the armor that's in there as well. So she is helpful not only for her team, but for herself as well. So if you're trying to be kind of like a lone wolf with Loba, it'll work out. I've actually had a lot of good games with Loba as a solo, and she's obviously very beneficial to her team as well. So one of my main tips for Loba players is never throw your Q into a fight. Only do it if you can get yourself to a favorable position where you have line of sight on your enemies. But don't just throw your bracelet into a fight because of the animation that it takes to put the bracelet back on your wrist and you don't have your weapon out. You're extremely vulnerable doing that. And the other thing is that there is a 30-second cooldown on Loba's tactical. So I like to save my tactical for when I'm trying to back out of a fight to reposition and heal and so on. So just keep that in mind. I do hope that they consider adding the variable cooldown to her tactical like they've done to Pathfinder's grapple, where basically the cooldown is contingent upon how much distance you've traveled. I think that would be another beneficial change to Loba, and I heard a rumor that that may also be in the works. So let's keep our eyes peeled for the Season 8 patch that will be coming on the next collection event. It should be in about a month or so, and hopefully Loba will be in a much better spot. If anybody's new and isn't already subscribed, I hope you will consider subscribing as I post a ton of unique Apex content And if you enjoy the video, please be sure to slap a like. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Loba. Do you think she could be meta if they buff her tactical? I want to hear from you guys. All right, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace. Shit.